Hello all, it's just pulled it apart Paul. About time to do another video. Going to play around with some new concepts when it comes to track repairs on any sort of radio or receiver or electronics. I'll just turn you around to show you. Today is another, I'll probably guess, another GE B model. Alright, so what we have here is obviously the GE B model. The main problem areas on these are the large cap here, and they corrode. And as I've witnessed on many of these, it generally goes down the negative leg. The right leg goes green, left leg, and then it hits the ground underneath and absolutely destroys the ground pad underneath. On top of that, it destroys these tracks here, down around here and around here, up to the main DC supply. I've checked all of these and I've done a repair underneath, which I've taken from just over here to, I think it's, where is it? Down to this pad here. You don't want to see, I used to put wires on top of the boards for easy access in the future, but what I'm trying to do now is run the wires under the boards so that everything looks factory. All right, so here we go. On the scope, we have a picture. Under magnification, you can see what's happening here. It's all the copper has corroded, and that's all due to that capacitor. Okay. The other area to look out for is that these through the board mounting holes, they go dry joint. So this is the positive side, and it goes down under that cap and across to the other side, as we can see here. Let's try and get a bit better exposure. And this is the sort of damage that you see. It goes all crusty. It's very hard to tell that there's tracks underneath here on some of these. And if we go back up here a bit further, you can see that I've tried to remove to do a continuity test on these, and you can see how far it goes all the way up to the back. And then I just run test points, scratch test points there to make sure that everything's in order before I do any sort of cap change. All right, so that's the basic housekeeping when it comes to analysing these boards. So if we go just back to the phone, what I'm wanting to do today is remove as much as I can off these tracks, and I'm going to use a new product to me which is called solder mask, and it's UV cured, so I have a UV light. You've got to be very careful of these because they burn the skin if you have them pointed at your skin. So I'm going to use the solder mask. We're going to put that on top of we're going to put the solder mark on top of the clean tracks. Just make this look much better than what it is now. And where appropriate, I replace tracks. At the moment, it doesn't look like I need to change any tracks. So if I just pull this up, even though that looks a bit gunky. All right, so I'm just going to use the fiberglass pen for cleaning the tracks, and that's just a matter of gently exposing the fibre and just rubbing backwards and forwards. Okay, so I'm going to do that. When I have more, I'll show more. Okay, so I use the pen knife where I can't get it off, get the the factory track covers, let's say the resin off, and just slowly scratch along the track, and we can see here the results from that. Okay, this track here, let's see, the DC supply track that goes underneath, I cut that there. And where are we? Just over here. You can see that just there. Because I've run the jumper underneath. And the main reason is that this gave me continuity issues along here and on the other side just over here. So I am going to cover those, but the next step is to clean with IPA. Okay, and what I'm going to do there is use the trusty cotton buds, and I'll clean the tracks, and then we'll look at coating the tracks with the solder mask. Okay, I've gone through and cleaned the tracks here, top and bottom. Again, don't need to worry about this one because it's been jumped. This one, this one, this one, and this one here. And we can see here, they're the top tracks. Just above the, it's in front of T206. There we go. You can see the crusty behaviour of what the before and after looks like. So that's all gone. I'm just going to work on this area a bit more here, and then we're ready for the solder mask. Okay, that's all done. So if we come back up to the top of the screen, we can see under magnification that the tracks we wanted to do are all done. All right, we'll start work. Okay. All right, let's just set up here. Get the light in the right spot. Just bear with us. When I have more, I'll show more. Now I'm doing the one on the track that I cut first. Right, so once that has full coverage, I then use the UV light and point that onto the area and hold it there for around 30 seconds, 40 seconds. You can see up on the screen that it's a purple light. Now, there's a lot of misinformation about this, as there is with any products like this. The brighter, the stronger the light, doesn't really matter on this type of product. There are a lot of big lights. I actually have a light on order which I can just sit on top of this and walk away from it. It has its own cradle. But for the purpose of this experiment today and showing you, it's all about track coverage and protection. All right. Okay, I'm still working on it. It's not drying as fast as what it's meant to. Now, and it's very, very messy. All right, so I've been using the UV light. The results are far better than leaving the tracks bare. So the positive outcome of this is that the PCB is protected. So there you go. That's my lot for today, and that is solder masking or track masking, putting it back to as much back to OEM as possible. This one's started off looking absolutely fantastic, but had a lot of issues. This radio, replaced the finals, did jumpers because of the corroded tracks, did a whole lot of cleaning underneath of the board to remove acid from this and various other capacitors, and surprisingly the VCO is actually okay, but I'm going to replace that. I did an A2A chip holder because there was some damage down there as well, so whilst repairing it, it's just a lot easier to put the chip holder in case the radio needs future repairs. Alright, that's your lot on the GE-B model and what it looks like to repair corroded and eaten tracks. Thank you. Okay, I'm a bit in two minds about it. I'm not having much success with it. Keeping in mind this is amplified about 10 times. Pull the radio out. You can see that the area certainly looks a lot neater. You can see that those problem tracks are covered. I think I'm still going to keep searching for a better product. Okay, so for the price, what was it? It was about $10 on AliExpress. I've watched a lot of videos on it. That's the kit. And what I'm finding is it's just not drying. Now it's a 26-degree day here. Apparently the adhesive or the solder mask only works with UV light as far as curing goes. I've tried all of that and this is the situation. So how do I rate this out of 10? Probably about a 6 out of 10. Alright, thanks guys.